Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. I'm Cheryl. If you didn't know, if you didn't know where you were, you are on my page, and welcome, welcome. Let me see if I can check my computer here and see if it looks like we are live. So if anybody is jumping on, just let me know. Can you hear me? Can you see me okay? Let's see if I can tell what it looks like on my computer. It looks like I'm there. Ah, perfect. Hello, Cecilia. How are you? How's life in Maine? And Joanne is here as well. Hi, Joanne. Glad to see you guys. Thanks for stopping in. So it looks like a few more friends are hopping in. Hello. Say hi. Tell us where you're watching from. Today is a special day. Let's see. It's November 2nd, but it is our first Facebook Live mystery stamping. So I've been doing mystery stamping for over a year on the Zoom platform, and that's fun. And we always have a fun group of demonstrators, customers, a few different kinds of people who pop in and do a mystery card with me. And I just thought, well, let's try it on Facebook, because I know that some of you prefer Facebook over Zoom. So I thought we would give it a try here. So thanks again for stopping in. Before we get started, if you haven't done mystery stamping before, I'm glad you're here and you're going to give it a try, because it's really fun. Those who have done mystery stamping with me in the past have said it's their favorite event. So I hope that you will like it as well. Before we get started, there are just a couple of things that I wanted to say. They're not rules exactly, but maybe just things to keep in mind. So as we go through here, I will be showing you a series of clues, and you'll be using those clues to make a card. So one thing is, we're here and we're watching because we want to make a card, right? So at the end of this, everybody will have a card. That's the goal. So if I'm showing a clue that you don't like, or if you're not quite sure, that's okay. Just go ahead and do what you would like to do with the items that you have in front of you, and we'll see what we come up with in the end. So that's something just to keep in mind. You do you, basically. You do you. All right, well, I think that I'm going to turn the camera around now so you can see clue number 1. It was posted in the event, so hopefully you saw it there and you grabbed some of these things so you can be ready to make a card. If you didn't, that's okay. I hope you'll stay with us and chat with us, because that'll be fun. And then you can always come back and watch the replay later and make the card. All right, so let me flip the camera down and we will get started. Okay, let me get us organized here. In a way that seems to make sense anyway. Let's see here. All right, there's a fair amount of a delay between what I'm doing and what's showing up on the computer. So let me let the computer catch up so I can see what you're seeing. Because I don't want to be putting things out here for you that you cannot see. That would not be good. Hey, Judy, thanks for stopping in. Hope you're having a great day. All right, this is pretty good. We're fairly straight, so I'm going to go with it. These were the instructions for clue number 1 that were posted in the event. on the Facebook page. And so going forward, if you didn't see that and if you didn't do that ahead of time today, that's fine. Going forward, be sure you look at the event, read all the way through it, because there will always be the instructions for clue number 1. And you can prep these things ahead of time, and then you'll be ready to go. So if you've got some supplies sitting there and you want to go ahead and start cutting and prepping some things if you didn't already, that is fine. Let me just step through this with you, and everybody can double check and make sure they have all the things ready to go. First, you need a piece of colored cardstock that is 4 1/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches. You need another piece of cardstock, preferably a different color, that is 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. Then you need a third piece of cardstock, again, a different color, that is 3 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And if they're not all different colors, don't worry about it. It's fine. You're still going to have a fantastic card. Okay? Then you just need one piece of designer series paper that is 3 inches by 4 inches. And to keep things simple for today, I ask you to use non-directional paper. But if it turns out that you've pulled out some paper that does have a directional orientation, cut this piece in a portrait orientation. In other words, it would be 3 inches across and 4 inches tall. Okay, next we need 2 pieces of basic white cardstock or very vanilla. And each piece is 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And one of those pieces is going to be your focal image. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And both of those pieces are going to be used in a landscape orientation for this card. And then you just need some stamps, some ink, embellishments, ribbon, whatever it is that you usually like to pull out to make a card. We're also going to score. So if you could grab your scoring tool or your paper trimmer scorer, that would be great. Okay, let's get started. Clue number 2. Are you guys ready? You're not very chatty yet. So I like it if you would chat with me a little bit. I mean, I see the number. I know that there are people here, but it helps me if I feel like you're really here. All right, clue number 2. We're going to take that first piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 inches by 8 3/4 inches, and we're going to score it. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard here just in case you're unsure exactly what I mean there. I am going to go along with you here so you can see and try to keep everybody on the same page. Hello, friends. Lots more people joining. Glad you're here. We just are getting started. So we reviewed clue number 1 that was posted in the event on the Facebook page. And now we're to clue number 2. We're getting ready to score one of our pieces of cardstock. So here we are. This is the piece of cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 8 3/4. We are going to score it at 5 1/2 inches. So I'm just going to look up here. You've got a little bit of glare. Let's see if I move down, if it kind of goes away. So we're scoring at 5 1/2. That's right here. One score line right there. And this is cardstock. So if you're using a scoreboard with a stylus, it has a small end and a larger end. And I'm using the smaller end on my cardstock because it's thick. When I score designer series paper, I use the larger because it's a little bit softer on it and less likely to tear your paper. So I'm just going to move this aside. We are going to score again in just a minute. Now let me bring this clue back for you. So we've scored it. Now we're going to fold and burnish. So I'm just going to take this, fold it up. I'm going to grab my bone folder. So today is kind of a combo. It's really mystery stamping and teaching. So I'm kind of teaching as we go along here. You have to let me know if you like the teaching part of it or if you're like, Cheryl, I got it. We got to move on. We got to go faster. So you have to let me know. I want your feedback on this. Hey, Pat, welcome. Oh, Cecilia, yes, with the stylus on the scoreboard. Yep, there are two different ends, one small, one large. All right, so I have scored this and I folded and burnished it. And for the moment, I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to assume that wasn't a very complicated step that you all have done that if you're stamping along with us today. So let's look at clue number 3. We are going to adhere our piece of designer series paper to the front panel of our card base. So this is our card base, the piece that we just scored and folded. And now we want to adhere the designer series paper piece. So here's my designer series paper, 3 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to adhere that right here. All right, it's on the front panel of my card base. So this is opening this direction. All right, so grab whatever adhesive you like to use and adhere your piece of designer series paper to the front panel of your card base. And I'm going to do the same over here off camera. And when you are finished with clue number 3, type in the comments, done 3. Okay, so that helps me to know who's finished or how many people are finished and if it's appropriate to move on to the next one. So after you finish clue number 3, please type done 3 in the comments. Judy, you like the teaching. Well, that's great because I like to talk. So I like to talk. So the teaching part works fine for me. I also like to teach. I really do. I've had a few opportunities in my life to kind of be in the role of a teacher, and I think that fits well for me. I really enjoy it. I enjoy learning new things myself. So teacher feels good. All right. Look at all of you. Done, 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 done. Okay. I'm done too. All right. Clue number 4. Let's go. Clue number 4. We're going to score again. This time we're going to use the 3-inch by 8.5-inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to score that in half at 4 1/4. So I'll bring my scoreboard back over here. I think I can get both of these things in the frame. All right. It's 3 inches by 8.5 inches. And going to grab that stylus, and again, I'm going to use the pointy end, the smaller end, and I'm going to score at 4 1/4. Right there. And then just fold and burnish. So fold it in half. That should be exactly in half. Use my bone folder again. There we go. And when you're finished with this clue, type done 4. Well, hopefully everybody survived Halloween okay. the community we live in, we don't really have trick-or-treaters. Hey, done for, done for. Good. Thanks, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about clue number 5. All right. Clue number 5. Center the 3¼ by 4½ inch piece of cardstock. So this is the one piece of cardstock that we hadn't touched yet. All right. It's just a single piece that's 3¼ by 4½ inches. So we're going to take this card base. We're going to center this on the inside of the card base, right here. Okay, so this back panel, we're going to center it and we're going to adhere it right there. And when you are finished with clue number 5, type done 5. So I'm going to move this off camera and glue it in. If you've watched and followed me for very long or come to my classes, you know that my favorite adhesive is, I'm going to let you guys guess because I know some of you know. What is my favorite kind of adhesive? Let's see who gets it first. I know you're working, but when you're finished working, type done 5 and tell me what you think my favorite adhesive is. Cecilia. Cecilia wins. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes, Judy. You guys know me. You guys know me. It's the multi-purpose liquid glue. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. I like to be able to scoot things around when I lay them down. Joanne, nice try with the tape, the Stampin' Seal. But you know, I don't like the Stampin' Seal because when I set something down, I never set it straight. So I gotta have a little liquid glue to help me move things around a little bit. All right. I'm thinking you guys are finished. Are we done with number 5? I'll show you mine. Yes, Cecilia, I was reading your mind. I just saw your comment pop up. So this is what we've got so far. We just, in clue number 5, we took this 3¼ by 4½ piece of cardstock and we adhered it inside this card base. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to go ahead and move to clue number 6. And clue number 6 says adhere the folded 3" by 8½ inch piece of cardstock on top of the 3¼ by 4½ inch piece of cardstock. Okay, so let's talk about it. Oh, thanks, Judy. We're done with 5. So this is what we had after the last clue. And now this says take this folded piece that was 3 inches by 8½ inches, and we're going to adhere it on top of this piece of cardstock. So we're going to do that like this. And it's going to open this way. Okay, we're going to adhere it, just center it right on top. Today I'm using Pretty Peacock, crushed curry, and copper clay, in case anyone was wondering. So this is going to get glued right on here. It opens this direction. All right, let me grab my liquid glue. And I'm going to adhere mine while you're doing yours. Oh, what I was saying about Halloween was, in our community, we don't get trick-or-treaters. So our community, though, has a trunk or treat event. And so our grandson, who is not quite 3 years old, came to visit, and he got to go to the trunk or treat. And he thought that was swell. All right, when you're finished with clue number 6, type in the comments, done 6 for me. So if you're stamping along with us today, thanks for being here. Or if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. If you are watching the replay, you don't need to type in done on the clues. You'll just stop and start the video as you need to make your card. Looks like we're ready for clue number 7. All right, clue number 7. You're going to take one of the pieces of your basic white or very vanilla. I'm using very vanilla today. And we're going to adhere this inside of our card. But before you do that, I've got one caveat. This is going to go on the inside, right here. Okay. If you want to stamp on this piece, be sure and stamp it first and then adhere it. So as Sarah, our CEO for Stampin' Up, says, stamp before you stick. So I have found that's a good idea. And so stamp before you stick. And I am working on my card over here off camera while you're doing yours. Oh, Joanne, you said yours was quiet. Yeah. Yeah, when you live down at the end of a street, sometimes I guess they get tired before they get to you, right? So, yeah, not too many trick-or-treaters. Not too many. All right, and when you're finished with clue 7, please type done 7. Oh, yeah, Cecilia. Yeah, when you're living in more of a rural area, yeah, it's harder to make the trek to do the trick-or-treating. No, that's good. They have trunk or treat instead. I think that's really nice, especially for the really small kids, because they get tired quick. It's a lot of walking if you're a little person with short legs. So yeah, trunk or treat makes it really fun. All right, done seven. I see a done seven. So remember, we've got our card here, and we're taking one piece of our basic white or very vanilla, and we are adhering it right here. We're stamping on it before we adhere it if you want a sentiment or something inside your card. Even for a big person. Yes, Joanne, it's a lot of walking. All right, done seven, done seven. Clue number eight. Now the fun starts. So on your other piece of basic white or very vanilla, you're going to create a focal image. This is going to go on the front of your card. So let me just show you. Dun, 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 if I can get a hold of it. There we go. Let me move this up a little bit. So far our card looks like this. This, we're going to end up adhering it right here. Okay, but before we put it on here, we want to make it interesting. So this is your focal image. So you may want to stamp something. You may want to put some die cuts on here. You may want to color with markers, whatever you want to do. This is the freestyle part of mystery stamping. So you could do whatever you want with this piece. And then once you're finished, you're going to put it on the outside of your card. We are entering the home stretch. If you're going to be doing embellishments, like gems, things like that, you can save that until after we put this on the card. That's actually going to be clue number 9. So if you just get your stamping, coloring, adhering, die cuts, or whatever on here, and then put it on the card, then we'll move on to clue number 9. So earlier today, I was on social media and I saw some funny things that people were posting that were basically, I guess it was yesterday, and basically because it was November 1st, they were throwing away all of the Halloween and fall decorations and bringing out Christmas on November 1st, which kind of amused me. So I'm kind of wondering, I mean, I still have my fall stuff up, and my fall stuff will stay up until Thanksgiving. Um, what do you guys do? Do you keep fall going, or do you immediately jump to Christmas? What do you do? That's too soon. I think so too. I mean, I want a minute, right? I just want a fall minute. Yeah, until Thanksgiving. Now, I do switch over to Christmas immediately after Thanksgiving. I don't I don't delay. I don't delay. Okay, how are we? Done. Looks like done and done. So, last thing, clue 9. Add the bling and the fun stuff. So if you're going to put embellishments, a ribbon, something like that, go ahead and do that. And I'll do the same. over here in my super secret off-camera card making. And when you are finished with clue number 9, please type done 9. Judy's done. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I do want to say thank you for everybody for coming on today. Hopefully you were able to stamp along with us and make a card that you are in love with. One of our stampers that has come to the Zoom stamping in the past, at the end of each session, she likes to say, "This one is my favorite." So I feel challenged that every time I need to come up with a mystery stamping card that's going to be her favorite. All right, so let me show you the card I made today and then one that I made a few days ago. It's basically two versions of the same card. So there's one. There we are. And here's the other version. Same colors, but just mixed it up a little bit with which ones I was using for the base, etc. So I love this set, this bundle, actually the entire suite. So right now, the bundle of the dies and the stamps are available. This has been so popular, it's gone in and out of availability. But right now, the bundle is available, and the paper, which I think has sold out, this designer series paper, which I think has sold out, I want to say at least 3 times, gone out, come back in, is in right now. But when I checked this afternoon, it said low inventory. So if you have not gotten the paper yet, you better grab it if you want that one, because it'll sell out again. Something else that I've been thinking about using with this card is this online exclusive paper, the tartan foil. I think that would be really pretty as a designer series paper to use on this card too, with the autumn leaves. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. Let me know if you like the mystery stamping. I'm happy to come on and do it Facebook Live so more people can participate. So if that's something that you'd like for me to do more often, I would be happy to do that. Also, I would love to see your cards. So on the Zoom platform, everybody can show their card at the end, but we can't do that here. So I have a couple options for you. You can email me a picture of your card, CherylDorsey33@gmail.com. It's also in the information on this page if you go look up at the description. So you could email me a picture and then I would post it. Or I'm not certain about this. I think you might be able to post a picture of it in the comments. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think you might be able to do that. The third option is I have a private group called Cheryl's Stampin' Squad. So if you search for that on Facebook, Cheryl's Stampin' Squad, then you would just request to join and I would approve your request. And everybody who's in that group can post things. So I'm not the only one posting. Lots of my team members and customers and stamping friends are always posting things in there. So it's a great place to get good ideas. Okay, friends, That is it. You are welcome, Judy. I'm glad you were here. It was great to stamp with all of you, and we will do this again soon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.